She's very eager to get married, my girl, and she can't figure out why I'm not, and it's just because marriage is much better for women. Like from the beginning onward. It literally starts with a man getting on his knees begging you. Please, spend the rest of your life with ugly, stupid me.
Marriage does not provide security for a man. I mean, we live in this dream world. The idea that if you marry somebody, that's it, they're devoted to you. You know, they don't have to get married to be devoted to you. They can be devoted to you without getting married. Why do they need to get married to be devoted to you? Does that mean that before you marry somebody and you're dating them, that they're actually banging other people right up until your wedding night? Is that the deal? I want to know. I mean, what's in it for me to sign a contract with you? Are you telling me you're going to keep effing other guys until the day we get married? You're telling me that that's a guarantee once we sign that contract that you won't do it again? There's not even any financial penalty if you don't live up to the agreement. If I marry you and agree to give you half of everything I have, you can then go F my father, my brother, my best friend, whoever, your boss. And then when I find out, you can say, F you, I'm going to take everything you've got.
I think with the way the laws are set up today, it's just not favorable for men. Mm-hmm. I would be a fool to get married. And then guys say, well, you got a prenup. Well, now I got to sit up and try to convince the judge that she didn't sign under duress. Mm-hmm. And it's just not worth it to me. Oprah is never getting married. Mm-hmm. These women understand that it's some other ones too. I just can't think off the top of my head, but it's been some other real rich women that they are smart enough. They're not ever getting married. And so with the way laws are now, I just think it has nothing to do with being with one woman or nothing like this. I understand most of my audience, and I point this out, are purple pill guys, and that's guys who don't understand female nature, but they're willing to get into a relationship anyway. And they ask me about marriage, and I just say with me, it's just not worth the chance.
This new phenomenon has changed the dance between men and women, with feminism pushing them out of their traditional role of breadwinner, protector, and provider, and divorce laws increasingly creating a dangerously precarious financial prospect for the men to cut loose from marriage. Men are simply no longer finding any benefit to it. And we've said this many times. Until the laws change, no way. No way. You're signing up for basically jumping out of an airplane with a 60% chance your parachute won't open, and if it does, you're still going to lose half your crap.
Take a look at this list. This is a list of men that you may know. These aren't your neighbors. These are men that you may know who had wealth, status. They were over 6 feet tall, majority of them. They had seemingly it all. And they still weren't able to satisfy the woman in their life. You got Michael Jordan, Tom Cruise twice, Johnny Depp, who was the sexiest man alive at one particular point, Nicolas Cage, divorce going on number 4. And Key himself said, this isn't even a fourth of the list. This is the list that I just came up with 20 minutes before I got on here. Paul McCartney, he got drugged by a lady with one leg. Drug.
So the way family law has kind of progressed and evolved over time is it's turned into a scenario where it's very, very high risk and low reward for men. And the opposite, again, that's one of the complaints guys have too, is the sexless marriage. It's like that's partially to blame on men's shoulders, but also women. I'm not going to deal with that. But family law has actually gotten to the point realistically where it's very, very high risk for men, but low reward, and low risk but high reward for women, especially if they want to end it. And something like 8 out of 10 marriages 8 out of 10 divorces are initiated by women, not men, in fact. And we know that about half of divorces end. So if you get into a matrimonial scenario and it doesn't even have to be marriage, it can be common law. You know, if you live together long enough in many parts of the Western world, the state deems it a common law marriage. So they view it basically on the books as a marriage, and they'll treat it as such if you break up.
And the first two things are this: First, he said relationships are designed to please women, right? And second, he says, I don't want to be responsible for anybody else's happiness. So when you think about it, right? When the brother says relationships are designed to please women, when you think about it, from the moment a man meets a woman, they go through this quote unquote courting stage, right? Where you're taking her out to dinners and movies and concerts. It's the majority about the women. Once a man says, you know what, I want this woman to be in my life forever. Now this man has to go spend, 4.5 months salary on a ring. He has to propose. He has to have this big event, sponsor this wedding, this honeymoon. It's still about the woman, right? And then when you look at a man, trying to have a family, and get the home and have his wife in a nice car and all this stuff, even at this point, it's still about the woman.
And I want you guys to understand that when your family shames you, I want you to tell them this one thing, all right? And this one thing will stop them from ever bringing up marriage, ever bringing up relationships. This one thing will prevent them from bringing it up as often. If not, in general, they'll stop completely once you tell them this one thing. What I want you guys to tell them is, will you pay for my divorce when it happens? That's all you have to say. That simple sentence, that simple question. Will you pay for my divorce when it happens? And I can guarantee you, those people, those family members, maybe those friends, anyone that has shamed you in the past for living the life that you want to live, adopting this new philosophy and this new lifestyle, they'll shut up instantly.
Don't get married. Why in the fuck would you get married? These women are promiscuous, dude. It's in their it is in their nature to not be monogamous. So what if you love that bitch? That bitch doesn't love you. She doesn't love you the way you love her. Women are opportunists, and women and men are idealists. Women are emotions. Men are logical. That bitch don't love you. You don't make that bitch arouse. She ain't gonna never tell you that because you Mr. Provider. She got somewhere to lay her head at. She ain't gonna never tell you that you don't make her pussy wet. Never. Never, ever. Never. She's never gonna tell you that. Why? Because that's just how women are. Women are majority of women are promiscuous. And that's just the bottom line. Why in the fuck would you ever take women serious in today's age? If you take women serious at today's age, you is just blue pill in a mother.